Welcome back to a very special episode of the Life and Sad Ending channel. Today we're going to look at the life and career of that famous magician, Doug Henning. Douglas James Henning was born on May 3, 1947 in Winnipeg, Canada. The young Henning became interested in magic after seeing a magician perform on The Ed Sullivan Show. Doug learned a few tricks and performed for his relatives, calling himself the Astounding Hindu. After Henning graduated from Oakville Trafalgar High School, he wasn't sure he wanted to be a professional magician and stopped performing. He then attended McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario, and studied psychology in hopes of eventually getting a medical degree. To support himself during this time, he worked at the Toronto International Airport doing manual labor. He found the work to be too heavy and tiring and returned to performing magic at local bars and nightclubs. After graduating with honors with a degree in science and psychology, Henning decided to take a couple years off before entering medical school to continue with his magic. Doug was very successful and popular and toured throughout Canada, deciding to make it his profession. Henning realized that he needed more training in the art of magic. He visited the Magic Castle in Hollywood, California, a private club for magicians. There he met more experienced magicians and learned a lot from them. Intent on returning magic to its glory days, Henning worked to perfect his craft and developed a live theatrical show called Spellbound, which Henning helped create with Ivan Reitman, who was a college friend. It was a musical that combined a dramatic story with his magic. The show opened at the Royal Alexandra Theatre in Toronto, where it broke box office records, eventually taking the show to Broadway as The Magic Show. Starting in 1974, the show ran for over 4 years and earned Henning a Tony Award nomination. Henning approached NBC with the idea of doing a TV special. It was not until Doug suggested that he perform Harry Houdini's famous water torture escape for the first time since Houdini performed it himself that NBC decided to sign him. Henning spent the next 8 months reworking his stage act for TV and practicing the water torture escape act. More than 50 million viewers tuned in for the December 1975 broadcast of Doug Henning's World of Magic, which was hosted by Bill Cosby. After that, Doug Henning performed on several NBC specials through the years. His audiences really enjoyed his new age hippie style of magic. Doug also performed on most of the variety shows of the day, including the Donnie and Marie Christmas special, The Muppet Show, and The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, among many others. Abruptly, in the mid-1980s, Henning quit performing magic and moved to India in order to devote his time to transcendental meditation, meeting with the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. In 1992, Henning entered into politics as a Natural Law Party candidate in the United Kingdom's general election. He finished last. He was also a senior vice president of the Natural Law Party of Canada. Henning married Barbara DeAngelis in 1977. Their marriage ended in divorce in 1981. Henning then married Debbie Douillard that same year. Sadly, Doug Henning was diagnosed with liver cancer in late 1999 and died just 5 months later on February 7, 2000 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. He was only 52 years old. He was cremated and his ashes were scattered in the Pacific Ocean off Redondo Beach, California. Do you remember Doug Henning? I would be surprised if you said no, because back in the 70s and early 80s, he was on almost every show you saw on television. He got around. Well, thanks for watching another episode of the Life and Sad Ending channel. My name is Steve. Leave a comment down below. I sure do appreciate it. And I'll see you again next time, unless I come to my own sad ending.